We began this learning path with the first reading and the literal meaning of the text. We then moved to the second reading where we examined the mechanics of the text. This forms a solid foundation for the next category of questions, which involve the deep meaning of a text. When we look at the third reading of what does a text mean, we want to ask inferencing type of questions that encourage the discussion of the text. One way I've taught inferencing in the past is through this little rhyme, which goes, inferencing is combining schema or background knowledge with information from the text to form a new idea. It's a little silly, but the students really learn that and are able to make connections about inferencing. Some sample questions for inferencing include, how do you know that blank, blank, blank? What probably caused something to happen in the text? What clues led you to believe that the character, or how did the author let you read? How did the author let the reader know his or her perspective on the topic, etc.? These are just some sample questions. They're not the easiest type of questions to come up with when you're working with students, but they really do allow for deeper understanding of the text. I want you to be aware that since students are further challenged to use evidence and reasoning, the classroom discussions around the third reading may take longer as a whole. They may be marked with periods of silence, include more time to draw conclusions, and include longer student responses. As I searched on the internet for appropriate anchor charts for kindergarten to second grade, I found these two examples of inferencing that may be a good reference for your students. Of course, you can come up with your own, or you can search the internet for anchor charts that you think are more appropriate to your students' needs. Finally, you may be asking why students need to learn how to answer inferencing type questions. There's a stereotype surrounding young children where people believe that young children think in simple and naive ways. As elementary teachers, we know that this is not true. So using inferencing type questions that require students to synthesize and interpret information communicates to them your expectations about their cognitive ability. This phase of close reading also helps students build a habit of taking time to comprehend before forming opinions.